Africa has made it to another top 10 list, and this time for all good reasons. Two inspirational South African schools have made the T4 Education Top 10 shortlist, and SPARK Soweto and Rustenburg Girls High have been nominated for the world's best school prizes. We're joined now by the principal of SPARK Soweto, Professor Nyambeni, or rather Principal Nyambeni Nthambeleni. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Nthambeleni. As I was saying off air, when you hear principal, you always think you're in trouble if you're called to the headmaster's office. But nonetheless, congratulations are in order. Tell us about the T4 Education Prize.
Thank you so much for having me, Cindy. This is like a super honor. T4 is working to create a civil society. This is a society where the public sector and the private sector work together for the betterment of the people. So now looking at SPARK, the vision is that we lead global education. So now we had to then strategically, as a school, positioned in a marginalized community, try and engage the community. So we also had to be very conscientious of how we do this. So we have our core values, which is service, persistence, achievement, responsibility, and kindness, and then which then makes up SPARK. Then we have a sixth core value, which is Ubuntu, which is I am because we are, which was created by our founding principal, Missing B. This is the vision that she had, that we are there now, the legacy principles are carrying on. How do we integrate into this community and ensure that the people of this community have hope? Because that's what civil society and T4 aim to create, the hope for the people, ensuring that people, we not only lend a helping hand, but we involve and engage the people in the community to create the change. So that's how it came about. And yeah, that's how SPARK Soweto since 2019 has been playing that role.
All right. And as you were saying, it had to take South Africans who care and want to make a difference, because we can't have too much over-reliance on government because of limited resources and everything else in that space. So Stacey Brewer and Ryan Harrison, who had started SPARK, I mean, it's a relatively young network of private schools that provide or fill that gap in providing affordable quality education, especially in spaces where there is a lack for such. What is the criteria, if you can just talk us through being nominated or being shortlisted for the T4 Education Top 10?
So basically the criteria, you have to choose what you do best. So we are very community engaged. We have superb parents that donate. So that is our culture. We have scholars that are engaged in community outreach. And then we then decided, let's just enter this competition, and maybe we'll get more of the private sector schools to then join in. So the requirement is, what change are you making forcibly in your community with limited or the little resources that you have? Because we still have to remember that SPARK is an independent, but it is a partially government-funded school. So it does not have the major resources that the other private school has. So what can we use to our advantage with the little that we have? And that's our parents. And our parents have been pivotal in increasing donations that then extend to the community, or even with their time and the scholars thereof. So it was just what I think they were looking for, people that are really making a change, even though they don't have much, but they're just breaking those boundaries across, working with the public sector, working within the communities.